Hey, Dr. Riley here. Today we're going to talk about something that might actually sound too good to be true, and that is how summer play can actually be powerful medicine for inflammation. So stick around because this isn't just about having fun. It's about healing your body on a cellular level too. The problem really starts with invisible inflammation. So I know that a lot of you have shared with me that you're doing everything right, the clean eating, the supplements, the exercise routines, and yet you still feel exhausted, you still feel achy, and somehow like inflamed. I get it. And maybe your own medical doctor has even told you that everything looks normal, right? Despite how you feel on your labs, etc. I see this pattern often with high achieving women in my practice. So you've tried keto, intermittent fasting, every anti-inflammatory supplement on the market. You've eliminated foods, tracked your sleep, optimized your workout routine, depleted your wallet, trying everything. Yet somehow these inflammatory markers seem stubbornly elevated, and more importantly, you still don't feel well. What if I told you that that missing piece isn't another supplement or a strict diet? What if the medicine you're missing is actually play? And I discovered this myself when my chronic inflammation did not respond to the perfect protocols, even with all I know, right? What I was missing, what so many of us are missing, is that inflammation isn't just physical. It has an emotional root as well that no supplement can touch. I remember a particular summer when my inflammatory markers were stubbornly high despite my meticulous health regimen. I was doing everything right, the perfect nutrition and supplements, consistent exercise, staying hydrated, yet I still struggled with joint pain, digestive issues, and fatigue that no amount of optimization seemed to touch. And then something unexpected happened. During a spontaneous beach day, true story, I found myself genuinely laughing and playing in the waves for the first time in, honestly, years. And I remember a moment of being fully present, feeling that water on my skin and hearing friends laughing, feeling that ocean breeze and experiencing that sense of freedom that I really hadn't felt much at all since childhood, frankly. The next day, I started noticing something shifting. My morning stiffness was less intense, my brain fog had lifted slightly, and there was actually like an unfamiliar lightness in my body. And at first I just kind of dismissed it as coincidence, really think much of it, honestly. But then I returned to my routine of serious disciplined health practices, and that inflammation returned too. And this wasn't coincidence, this was actually science. The research is clear. Playfulness and joy directly impact our inflammatory pathways. And when we engage in play, here's what happens in your body. I think this is just so fascinating. Your parasympathetic nervous system activates, which shifts you from that fight or flight to rest and digest. Number two, inflammatory cytokines, these are the messengers of inflammation in the body, decrease in your bloodstream. Your heart rate variability improves, which is a key marker of health and resilience. And this isn't just woo-woo thinking, right? It's actual physiology that can be measured. Play is not just fun, it is medicine. Let me break this down a little bit further even. When you're in a state of chronic stress, which I find many of my high-achieving women patients to be in, your body produces stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones, when chronically elevated, trigger inflammatory pathways, essentially telling your immune system that you're under threat. Play does exactly the opposite. It signals safety to your nervous system. And when you laugh and you move in your body and you're joyful, when you engage in activities without attachment to the outcome, just having fun in the flow, right, or in the zone, your body actually produces neurochemicals like oxytocin and serotonin and endorphins, all of which have anti-inflammatory effects. Studies have actually shown that laughter itself can reduce inflammatory markers by 20%. Play that involves gentle movement improves lymphatic flow, helping your body clear inflammatory compounds. Even the simple act of smiling has been shown to reduce stress hormones that contribute to inflammation. And there might even be some signs that your body needs more play. So have you ever noticed that your inflammatory conditions worsen with stress? And do you find yourself stuck in rigid thinking patterns? Has your spontaneity disappeared? These aren't character flaws. They're signals that your body is craving the medicine of play. And as high achievers, we've been conditioned to view play as frivolous or frankly unproductive. And when we save it for when the work is done, but the work is never done, right? And so play just gets pushed to the background while inflammation continues to simmer. Here are a few specific signs that your body is sending an SOS for more play. You might have noticed that your inflammatory symptoms worsen during periods of high stress or intense focus. You might struggle to transition between tasks, remaining in productive mode, even during downtime. You can't remember the last time you did something purely for enjoyment with no productive outcome. Or maybe your creativity feels blocked and problem solving has become more difficult. Or you find yourself saying, I should more than I want to. Do something. Physical tension persists in your body even after rest or relaxation practices. And if these resonate with you, your body's not broken. It's simply asking for a different kind of medicine than what you've been giving it up to this point. Now, if you're like me, you probably want to measure these things because you're analytical and just a nerd. That's where tools like organic acids test becomes invaluable. This comprehensive metabolic test can identify markers of inflammation that standard blood work often misses. It's like getting a window into your biochemistry, how it responds to stress, joy, and even play. And this organic acids test, it measures important markers like quinolinic acid, which rises in inflammation and stress. Another one called 5-HIAA, which reflects serotonin metabolism, which is a neurochemical directly impacted by joyful experiences. It also measures oxidative stress, showing how your body's cells are handling the biochemical impacts of chronic stress. I have literally seen clients' inflammatory markers significantly improve after incorporating more playfulness into their lives. And even when their diet and supplement protocols remain the same, the test, this organic acid test, provides objective evidence of what's actually happening at a cellular level so we can then target some specific therapies. One client, Jessica, had quinolinic acid levels nearly twice the upper limit of normal, despite a perfect anti-inflammatory diet. And after 8 weeks of incorporating play practices, her levels dropped by 40% without changing anything else in her protocol. This wasn't a placebo effect, it was biochemical transformation triggered by play. And summer gives us unique opportunities for healing play. The longer daylight, the warmer temps, and cultural permission to relax, take a vacation, all create the perfect environment for this medicine. So here's your summer play prescription. Number 1, movement play. Take your workout outside and make it playful. Instead of a regimented routine, try spontaneous movement. Dance in your backyard, swim at the lake, or play catch in the park. The key is removing the should and following what literally feels good. Summer offers unique opportunities as well for things like beach volleyball, impromptu dance parties at outdoor concerts, barefoot walks on the grass or the sand. And notice how different these feel in your body compared to structural exercise with specific goals. Sensory play is also a real treat in the summertime. So you can feel the grass beneath your feet, taste fresh berries, smell flowers in bloom. These sensory experiences activate parasympathetic response and signal safety to your nervous system. You can create a sensory scavenger hunt for yourself. Ask yourself, how many different textures can you feel? It's a great nervous system exercise. How many scents can you identify? How many sounds of summer can you distinguish? This mindful engagement with sensory experience takes you out of worry, takes you out of your head and into your heart, into presence. Social play is another one. So connect with others through play without an agenda or outcome. A frisbee game, building sandcastles, simply living and lying in the grass watching the clouds. Shared play creates co-regulation that powerfully reduces inflammation. Summer gatherings also offer natural opportunities for games and playful interactions. You can notice how connecting through play feels different than connecting through conversation about work or problems. I'm going to add one more type of play that's especially powerful in summer. This is in the water. So water has unique properties that enhance play's anti-inflammatory effects. The buoyancy of water actually reduces physical stress on the joints, Makes sense, right? Hydrostatic pressure supports lymphatic flow. And the sensory experience of water against the skin activates multiple nerve pathways that actually signal safety in the body. So whether it's swimming, splashing in the sprinkler, floating in the lake, water combines multiple healing elements that are really, really good for you. Summer offers countless opportunities to weave play into your everyday routines. So in the morning, you could, before checking emails, spend 5 minutes with something playful. Dance to one song, step outside and feel the morning sun, play with a pet. I love a sunrise morning walk, that's my thing. Playful transitions between work and tasks so you can take a quick play break. Blow some bubbles. If you have kids, great stuff everywhere for that. Do a silly dance or play a quick game. Even unwinding in the evening replaces scrolling with a playful evening ritual. So maybe something like stargazing or playing a board game or having an impromptu water balloon fight. That was always a fun one with me when I was a kid. The key is consistency and intention. So schedule play with the same commitment you give to other health practices. You could put it in your calendar, set reminders, treat it as the medicine that it really truly is. And as adults, sometimes we need to practice at breaking through play resistance, right? So I know what you're probably thinking, I don't have time for play, or perhaps I feel silly playing games as an adult. These thoughts aren't your fault, okay? They're the result of a culture that frankly values productivity over presence and achievement over enjoyment, right? So we gotta work on breaking ourselves out of that. So let's address the common barriers to adult play. Time is one for sure. We think we don't have time for play, but consider this. How much time do you spend managing the symptoms of inflammation, right? So it's a toss, there's no free ride. How much productivity do you lose because of brain fog and fatigue or frankly pain, especially fatigue? Play isn't a time luxury. It's actually a time investment that pays dividends in improved health and cognitive function. Judgment is another barrier, right? So we worry what we'll look, if we're gonna look silly or childish. This fear of judgment keeps us from the very medicine our bodies actually need. So we can start with private play. If public play feels too vulnerable, dance in your living room before trying a dance class, or play is personal. It doesn't need to be have an audience to be effective, okay? And then there's the perfection barrier. So many high achievers approach play with the same perfectionistic tendencies that they bring to work. So true play has no standards of performance. It's really about the experience, not the outcome. So you can't fail at play unless you're trying to achieve something very specific. You can start with just 5 minutes of deliberate playfulness. Schedule it with the same priority as, maybe your other health practices. You could even find like a play buddy to share accountability. You could remove guilt by understanding that play isn't frivolous. It's actually foundational to health. And when you integrate play into your health regimen, you'll notice changes that no supplement can provide. Clients have shared with me how their chronic pain decreases, their sleep improves, their relationships even deepen, and their creativity actually finally has a chance to flourish. One client I had in the past, her name was Sarah, her inflammatory markers decreased by almost 30% after 3 months of integrating daily play. She didn't change her diet or supplements. She simply added the missing medicine of joy. Sarah had been struggling with joint pain and fatigue for years. She tried elimination diets, expensive supplements, and various exercise protocols, all with some results, but really minimal improvements at the end of the day. And when we added structured play practices to her routine, including a daily dance break, weekly game nights with her friends, and replacing intense workouts with actual playful movement, her transformation was really, truly remarkable. And not only did her inflammatory markers improve, but she actually reported feeling like herself again for the first time in years. Her creativity at work improved, her relationship with her partner deepened, and most importantly, she discovered a sense of lightness and joy that she'd actually forgotten was even possible. Another client, Michelle, found that integrated play helped her break through a weight loss plateau that no amount of dietary restriction had touched before. And by reducing the stress hormones through regular play, her body finally felt safe enough to release the weight it had been holding on to as protection. This week, I challenge you to bring more play into your summer days. Notice how your body feels before and after. Pay attention to energy levels, pain, mood, and mental clarity. So here's a structured 7-day plan challenge to get you started. So day 1, spend 5 minutes dancing to your favorite song. Day 2, go outside and find 3 different textures to touch and explore. So flowers, leaves, grass, bark, whatever. Day 3, play a game, any game without focusing on winning, just being there. Day 4, find water to interact with, even if it's just running your hands under a faucet mindfully. Day 5, do something that made you laugh as a child. And day 6, engage in movement with no goal other than strictly enjoyment. And finally, day 7, invite someone to play with you in any form that feels good. And I encourage you to document how you feel before and after play, each play session. You might be surprised at the patterns that end up emerging. I hope that this video resonates well for you. Play really, truly is important medicine, and I look forward to any feedback or questions.